rejection. Drop the clutch, pedal to the floor. Run that giddy birds keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure? to say I... I'm just calling to say I...
Good evening, race fans, and welcome into another round of the Masters of LMU, brought to you by Formula Racing League. Good evening, it is myself once again, John Wright, aka Double O Raven, bringing you all the coverage from Spa. Yes, that's right, we are off to Belgium for round number 6, of course. We've got both classes out on track as well. 12 in the hypercars, 21 in the GT3, so it promises to be an absolute banger of an evening's racing. So we can have a look at the standings. There we go. Yeah, in the Platinum GT3s, it is Zoranovic who is leading the way. He's never been any place other than the podium. At 97 points, he's got a 44-point lead. That is not too bad at all. In second place, it is Christoph Stachecki, who's only 3 points ahead of Kiko Gallo, so still a fight to the end between these two. Stegink in fourth and Thomas Nopek in fifth position. He too only 2 ahead of Patrick Den. Den only racing once so far this season. Vermeil, Quiche, Broff and Sharp rounding out the top 10 there. In the top split in the hypercars, is Max Suniev, the runaway winner at the moment, 1/4 place. The only time he's not been on the podium. 2 firsts, a second, and a third. See him a point ahead of Francesco Adamu, who's 2 firsts and 2 thirds to his name. So very, very, very close there. Davies in third place. Gilles Alleman, one trip onto the podium. Good enough to see him in 4th place. Sodra and Constantibile, who I think is now out of the series. Also in the standings, but yeah, I think out of the series. Let me see. In the arms, there we go. In the arms in the GT3s, Ed Panjev, who despite a 5th last week, maintains a 35-point gap up at the top of the tree, ahead of Rogers and Van Hoorn, both on 60 points, 11 points ahead, and Nigel Longdon and Steve Moulton a further 12 points behind. Patrick Den and Mark Stewart both making an appearance here, 27 points apiece. Kelleher, Birkinshaw and Baguette rounding out the top 10 for the arms. And in the arm hypercars, Fabian Karner leading the way at the minute. The points have been moved over. Buzas in 2nd and Beams in 3rd place. Sanker Richards in 4th with Turner in 5th. Afonso ahead of Chunky but Funky Jeremy Neff, sorry, in 8th place, and it is Tom Curtin currently in 9th position. We've still got, of course, Le Mans to come, and fingers crossed, Barcelona, if it is released in time. If it is not, it will be the Bahrain Outer. The drivers will be venturing round. And it is indeed, it's a closed quali session for this evening. All the cars will be out, but given the number of cars, it does look like it is a closed quali session, so we'll only see one car on track at a time. Let's see if we can't actually get a car. There we go. Now with track map as well. So yeah, it's really a track that needs absolutely no introduction. Spa, of course, are very much trimmed down on the original version from way back when, back in 1920. It was very much like the Nordschleife. Several miles longer than it is now, but what a course it has been transformed into over the years. The home of some absolutely incredible racing and such a fun track. It really does keep you on your toes. It's going to be good fun to see how the different classes interact with one another throughout the race. There's going to be points where it will be much easier to get past than others. Blanchimont, for example, the hypercars are going to have all the grip in the world through there. The GT3s, not so much. So we'll see how they get on with that aspect of it. Of course, it's the usual race that we'll have. So we'll see them coming in to the pits, make one pit stop. Potentially even 2. We saw a couple of drivers going for different strategies last time out. We'll see if anyone tries anything different this time. Maybe a bit less time in the box fueling, something with the tyres. It's going to be yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. At the moment, they are now starting their flying laps. Or a lot of the drivers are, sorry. There's a few that have just come out of the pits. It really would be good to have an autocam on this so we could jump about the field. Yeah, quite a few still in the pits. 13 GT3s currently out on track, and we've got 7 of the hypercars that are out at the minute. 16 minutes left to go, so yeah, plenty of time for them left. Oh, in the quality session, he's pushing that Aston Martin to the limits early. Not really the traits of a banker like that. He is fully committed. Let's just have a look at this. Yo, what a sound that car makes. Feathering his way through the exhaust. Through the exhaust, through the accelerator, which obviously you could hear through the exhaust. Getting a bit excited there. So we'll see, there is LMU, early benchmark, 2 minutes, 0.7. Fabian Karner, new livery in the Pro-Ams, he's got himself up to pole position in the Pro-Ams at the minute. He's got Soniev joining, and Jeremy Neff with a quick early time. 2 minute 2.1 ahead of Davies and Karner. Zanker Richards with the 204. He's already back in the garage. Adamy requesting to come in. Ooh, has a bit of a wiggle there. Oh, Carl Van Hoorn has just jumped back to the pits. He's lost. He lost his time. Jack Evans, there we go. He's set the first pole lap, or certainly the first lap in the GT3s. He's done a 223.203. Van Hoorn just leaving the pits. Demarcus Keys a fair bit back. There is Baguette crossing the line. He's got himself a 223.9. So a 7/10 cushion for Evans at the moment. Now we'll see how long that lasts though. Birkinshaw setting a time as well. He's got his Lamborghini 2 minute 30.6. So you wouldn't think that is a representative time. We shall see. But there is Zoranovic popping up once again. Up at the top, 2:19.5. So 4 seconds quicker than Evans. More times coming in. No, Demarcus Case didn't. Sorry, yeah, Birkinshaw. Oh no, Birkinshaw we saw 2 minutes 30. Stephen Moulton. There we go. Stephen Moulton with a 2:23.8. Mark Stewart instantly goes quicker. He's done a 23.4. No change at the top of the hypercars. Alexa Fonzo hasn't set a lap time as yet, and he's just about to leave the garage again. Chunky but funky crossing the line, and just starting an out lap. Just starting a flying lap now. Sorry, I thought that was the flying lap, but nope. Oh, and invalidated actually. There we go. Still no change in the GT3s either. Case just coming into the final chicane now, so we'll see what's on the board for Demarcus in the Ferrari. Oh, 2 minutes 20.8, so 1.3 seconds down, but halves the distance between first and second with that lap time, so a good time on the board. Oh, not good enough though. Nigel Longdon proving that the Lambos have still got it around here. 2 minute 20.6. So it goes 2/10 quicker, but Zoranovic is absolutely running away with it at the moment. That is a big difference in time. Stachecki in the Porsche coming out. Vermeulen out in the BMW. Alan Palmer is out as well. Coming around the last corner. Let's see if this one is a flying lap. It is not. Sal Mass out on track as well now. Just coming through the campus complex. Oh no, just coming off the Kemmel Straight in fact. Quite a few corners out of position there. Oh! And in fact, that was indeed canvas. So there we go. So just bringing the BMW through Stavolo now towards Blanchimont. Still no change up in the hypercars. It's still Adamu leading the charge. He's done quite well. He's purpled sector 1 on this lap, and he is now, unfortunately, he's down on sector 2 though, so an important sector 3, although he's 8 tenths ahead, so he's got a good gap. Soniev currently not on a lap, neither is Neff. Davies not on a particularly good lap, about to come into the pits. Let's see if Adamu is going to go quicker. Crazy how quick they go through Blanchimont. Jamming on the brakes. I mean, it could be worse, could be LMP2s. Oh! That seemed slow. It was. So going for a late takeoff out of the last corner. Let's see where Vermeulen has just come over the... Oh yeah, so Vermeulen set a time 2:24.1 ahead of Maas. Who's now in 11th at 2:24.3, still ahead of Birkinshaw. Van Hoorn has joined him out on track by the look of it. Alan Palmer still doesn't have a time set, neither do Stachecki or Stegink. Hatz, Eckering, Castillo, Nopek and Thompson all still in the pits. We're 9 minutes, so we're over the halfway mark. It is a very cold track, in fact. 15.3 degrees. 6-degree ambient air temperature. That's, yeah, not a lot of air temperature at all. There is Zaranovic in the Lexus, extending his gap to 18.9. That is a considerable gap now to Longdon in second place. Demarcus Keese in third is almost 2 seconds down. That's wild. Yeah, Adamu 8 tenths ahead. Zaranovic 2 seconds ahead. And there's a 18.2 second difference between Zaranovic and Adamu's lap times. Demarcus Keese, he's set a better sector 1, but he has really dropped it in sector 2. He's had himself a big old mistake, and that's cost him several seconds by the look of it. Let's see Longdon, not on a great one either. He's really pushing the limits there with the tyres. Over the curves we go, into the final chicane for Demarcus Keese. I don't think he's going to get any place near his best time here. He really, as I say, really has dropped the ball in sector 2 by the look of it. Have I been thinking 9 seconds? Oh no, he does go quicker, my apologies. Oh, it shows you what I know. 2 minute 20.785, so it does go quicker, gets to within a tenth of Longdon, who's just improved in sector 2. Crosses the line, 20.774. So just quicker, not quicker than his own best, but it was quicker than Demarcus Keese. It's all changing now though, with 7 minutes to go. There's Christoph Stachecki, stuck his hat in the ring. That has instantly got to second place, 2:19.4, 1.2 ahead of Longdon. Only half a second behind Zaranovic, who's in the pits. Does have time to come back out, but Stachecki at the moment is on the hunt. Another one that I saw, Panjev, there we go. Into the pits at the moment, but a 2 minute 20.9 to see a position on the third row of the grid at the moment. Karel Van Hoorn in 6th place, Jack Evans out in 7th at the minute. Vermeulen holding on to, no, Vermeulen not holding on to 9th. As Stu Rogers gets the Porsche, hooks up every sector, green in every sector, to get a 22.2. Still 1.3 behind 5th place though, so Panjev and the gang ahead. Setting some quick times. These drivers are all in the pits. This is Alan Palmer. Slowest time at the moment for a GT3, 226.006. Stegging still not set a time. Thomas Nopek finally coming out of the pits with 6 to go. He's waited till the track's got rubbered in. And now he is coming out, so we'll see if he can get a time set. Thompson still in the pits with Castillo, Eckering, and Hats. Adamu in the pits. So there you go, he's done it the old-fashioned way. He's come back in, yeah. No harm in practicing your pit entries, that is for sure. Adamu still got pole position. Soniev has just gone quicker. He's pulling into the pits to do a stop. He's just done a 2-minute 1.247. So he has managed to go a bit quicker, but it's still half a second down on Adamu. Neff in the pits as well, 201.3, only a 10th behind Soniev, so very close there. And just behind him, Alexa Fonzo getting a time set. He finds himself in 4th place in the Aston, at less than a 10th ahead of Jason Davies. Where is Davies? There he is there. In the Ferrari. 2-minute 2.291 versus 2-minute 2.381. So nothing separating those two. And again, Karner and Richards, 202.6 and 202.9. Konstantin Buzas has picked up a stop-go penalty. He's violated the pit lane in some way. And he is going to have to serve a drive-through, and that is going to throw all kinds of spanners in the works for his qualifying with only 4 minutes to go. He's basically got one chance for a lap after he comes out the pits. So he is going to have to make it count. I think we've got more times in. Yep, Baguette and Birkinshaw now 13th and 14th. Alan Palmer still with a 26.0. Stegging and Nopek, no time set still for them. Be a while before Nopek does. Let's see what Stegging can do in the BMW as he comes in to the final chicane. Just under 4 minutes to go until we finish quali and get the race underway, and the BMW no time set, looking to put that right. I know another driver I incorrectly thought was on a flying lap, so Stegging now on a flying lap, so got 2 laps to get a time set. So I'm going to guess that that is Nopek. Yeah, Nopek's going to be in the same boat. Oh, bit of a wiggle there. Not the easiest to get your tyres warmed on a good day on this sim, and it is not a good day. 15-degree track temp is chilly. So the drivers are going to struggle to find grip. I'm quite surprised that Nopek's waited this long to come out. Adamu is still leading the way comfortably in the hypercar. Soniev still half a second behind. He's down in both sectors on this lap, in fact. So I don't think we're going to see an improvement here. We'll keep an eye though. Jeremy Neff is just starting a lap, so we'll see how his times go. Afonso. Oh, now he's just on a very good sector 1. So there could be changes afoot on the front 2 rows. Let's see it on that. Soniev. 54.6 in sector 2. Again, he's violated the track limits in sector 3, so that one not counting. Afonso. Let's see what type of time we get here. He has requested a pit stop, but given his sector 1 time, if this one pops green as well, I think we'll see him stay out. He needs to find 9/10ths to make up to Neff ahead, and I think Neff is on a... oh no, he's on slightly slow in sector 1. So slightly slow in sector 1 for Neff, so that gives Afonso a bit of breathing space. Wow, that is right on the edge. Full go-kart material from the Aston Martin. Touch of the grass, fully committed. absolutely flat out through Blanchimont. A lot of steering going on there as well, to be fair. Probably could have went with a bit of that. Gets very close indeed, but no cigar as LMU goes quicker. Okay, there we go. As well, I was watching Neff do a 2:02. LMU's just done a 2-minute .295 to go a full second clear of second place. That was all 4 wheels clear of the tarmac there. So does Sunniev have any reply? Has put together a good sector too. We're into the final corner, so we'll see 19 seconds to go. So time to start another lap and have another go at it. Are we going to see any improvement here? Sector 2 would say yes. Oh, and the other two sectors would say no. 201.268, a quarter of a tenth slower than his own personal best there. Chunky but Funky has lost control of the car. 203.2 is going to be the final lap time there. Alan Palmer just got a lap wiped. Whoa! And that is grit, gravel, and a whole lot of rotation that you do not want. Tyres cooked and back to the pits. Zoranovic still top of the tree in the GT3s with no peck in second place. So there we go, 2 minute 19.16 tenths behind Stachecki and Quiche, all in the pits. Nigel Longden is still out. He's been putting together some good sectors. His previous lap there was his personal best, and he is going quicker on this lap. Does need to find half a second to get himself past Demarcus Quiche. Francesco Ademu is still on a lap, so too is Sunniev. Sunniev has gone quicker in... Oh, and I tell you what, Ademu purpled sector 1 and then pulled into the pits. He was 4 seconds down in sector 2, that would be why. Sunniev, on the other hand, 2 tenths up through sector number 1. Another driver we're watching is Nigel Longden. Who is going to cross the line first. As you can see there, yeah, as I say, private quality session, so we're only going to see one car on track at a time. Right, so out of the last corner for him. Let's see if Longden, he's lost a little bit in sector number 2, crosses the line, does improve, not enough to take any position. Sunniev is already across the line, does improve as well, but not enough to make an advancement on any positions. 2 minute 1.083, the quickest time there. We've got a few drivers that stayed in the pit, so let's jump over here and we'll get a look at the quality results, or we'll have a read down of the quality results. While we'll wait on the drivers to grid up. So confirmation then, Francesco Ademu in the hypercars. Jeremy Neff getting it done for the Pro-Ams in 3rd place overall with a 2 minute 1.3, but Ademu with a 2 minute .295, 8 tenths ahead of Sunniev in 2nd place. Afonso in 4th with Davies in 5th, Carner in 6th, and Sanka Richards with a 2 minute 2.7. Starting in 7th place. Chunky but Funky in 8th position. And Buzas in 9th. Benji Beams is going to start in 10th position for the hypercars. In the GT3s, Zoranovic and Nopek up at the top of the field. Stachecki in 3rd place with Demarcus Quiche in 4th. Longden in 5th. Todor Panjev in 6th position. Jack Evans in 7th. Van Hoorn in 8th, ahead of Vermeulen, Stu Rogers and Mark Stewart in 11th place. Stephen Moulton is going to start in 12th position with Salmas in 13th place, and Vincent Baguette starting in 14th place. We will get the drivers out as the, there we go, jumping out onto track now. Yeah, 80-minute race once again. For the drivers to navigate. Oh, we've got in the chat as well. Hello there, my favourite Scotsman. Hope you're well, mate. Missed them vocals. Alan Brown, good evening. How on earth are you? I'm out of the rig for about 6 months due to a big op on my back. Oh, back problems. Yep, I'm 6'3" and spent a lot of my life playing basketball and indoor football and tennis and things. So, yeah, I haven't quite gotten to the operation stage, but I can certainly empathise with back issues, especially after bending down to pick up my phone 2 days ago and popping the bottom of it out of place once again. It's easy done. So yeah, Alan, hopefully you recover smoothly and quickly and safely. Get yourself back in the rig, but only when safe to do so. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. It's round number 6 of the Masters of Le Mans Ultimate. And it's going to be the Masters of Spa tonight. The Lexus looking strong. Oh, Benji Beam starting from the pits. We've only got 9 hypercars. That's Saranovich. Yes, only 9 hypercars. Sorry, 10. Oh no, there we go. Beams is out of the garage. Oh, he literally is starting from the pits. Right, so he'll be queuing up at the goal line. Okay. A bold strategy. Or is it a bold strategy? It's just trying to avoid any issues. Oh, 4 screws, 2 rods and a cage put in. My goodness gracious me. Well, sit back, enjoy the action, because here we go. We are flying into turn number 1. They're already going 4 wide in the hypercars, as you would expect with the grip they've got on the inside. It is Benji Beam. No, Jeremy Neff who's taking the lead of the race. He's got ahead of Adamu. Beams is coming out of the pit, so he will fall back into line, and it is Neff who's got the move done on Adamu, and he's got Sonny F backing him up massively here as Adamu under all kinds of pressure onto the Kemmel Straight. And I tell you what, it's a pressure that could be paying dividends here, and it's almost as if they're working together, because Neff and Sonny F are now slipstreaming along the Kemmel Straight, and they are both... Pause for dramatic effect. Yes, they are. They're now both ahead of Adamu. He's been jumped, and we've got a car down. We've got a car down there. Is Beams coming at Afonso. Alex Afonso has got himself. Yeah, he's dropped down the order. That is 5 positions. Afonso straight out the window. Adamu down 2. Chunky but funky. Not getting it done in quality. But certainly getting it done in the race and in the GT3s. It's exactly the same. Krzysztof Stachecki. He's jumped Zaranovic and Nopek at the start. He's got himself in the lead of the race. Let's see. We'll get some nice onboards. Yeah, we'll go for that. Love the sound of the Mercedes. And through Puyon, that is the top 3 in the GT3 class. They're absolutely on top of one another. And there is one of the hypercars who started in the pits, making his way through the rest of the field. Oh, it's Afonso. It's Alex Afonso. Oh, and this is not what he was planning for lap number 1 at all, as they head towards Stavolo. He's right in the mix for the battle for all 3 podium positions in the GT3s. It's Jeremy Neff still leading the way in the hypercars. No one able to get the drop on him through Blanchimont, and out of the final chicane is Neff from Sonny, from Adamu, from Karner, from Chunky but Funky. Davies in 6, Sankaritz is in 7, Busas in 8th, and then Alex Afonso miles down the order. That'll be the technical terminology. And there's Benji Beams, who started in the pits and is now tearing to catch up to the GT3s, who have been led by Stachecki in the Iron Dames Porsche. Zaranovic and Lexus in second, and it's Alan Palmer on a drive-through. Alan Palmer has picked up a drive-through and is shot back to the pits. There's Nigel Longdon while I gather my thoughts, but yeah, that's Alan Palmer. He's picked up a drive-through. Sal Mass got a drive-through as well and is DNF'd. And Palmer is back in the garage as well. So that's two very quick DNFs after the drive-through. So this is Nopek that we're on board with. He started in second. He's still chasing Zoranovic, but now it is to get second place back to the Czechy Lightning at the start to take those take the two positions ahead and get the lead of the race. Jeremy Neff looking very comfortable out here in the front of the field. Soniev in second, and Adu, you can see a little bit of a gap starting to appear there. Almost running away, so Adu being massively tested here. There is Fabian Karner leading the way, in fact, in the... Oh no, sorry, Neff is leading the way in the Pro-Ams. But Karner's still absolutely solid, up two spots, and Chunky but Funky up those three positions. Right, yeah, I did think it could potentially be start procedure related. Yeah, it's very easy to get these things wrong. Let me see, is the game volume okay? Suddenly seems a bit loud. Another fastest lap popping up on the board there. I did miss who that was for. Oh, it's for Adamu. He's got himself past Neff. Neff's now in third. Oh my goodness, what's happened there? I was looking away and Neff is now in third place. I would assume it's a Blanchimon slipstream. Oh no, Neff Hypercar got a caution, so I think he's violated the track limit some way somehow and had to slow down on his run off track, and that has put Adamu and Soniev back ahead. So Neff back. Oh, really wrestling with the car as well. Yeah, that's an off track excursion. Tyres looking a bit cosy there. And Neff struggling to hold on to that one, and yes, couldn't hold on to the lead. That now puts Soniev into the lead, and Adamu back into second place. It is all change, not so much in the GT3s. The Czechy still leading the way. Zoranovic in second, Nopek in third place. There is Nopek there. On to the Camel in the Mercedes, but let's see what Zoranovic is saying to it. He's saying hello to the Porsche head. In fact, I'm going to say hello, and look at the legs on that thing, absolutely unleashed. Around the outside, taking the inside line through the Melody complex, down the hill. It's going to be the legs, surely with the nose in front, unless the Iron Dames Porsche can do what Porsches do. Oh, almost letting go of the back end there. Managing to reel it back into place, and that puts Zoranovic back up into the lead of the GT3s. The Czech in second, and Nopek still in third place. Alex Afonso is catching up to the front of the GT3 field, so still got a long way to go. Oh no, sorry, they're in the pits. It's actually Benji Beams, my apologies. It's Beams who came out the pits. Started in the pits. It's already down to 81% fuel as well. Wow. Monstering through it in the first 17 minutes. Yeah, well over 1% a minute. Whoa, yep, there we go. Sliding on past. So Afonso is a bit back further up the road. Just coming through another couple of GT3s that have been in and out of the pits. 18 and 15 at both stationary. Yeah, so Panjev coming into the pits. Oh, down 6. Yeah, lost control. Car was at a 52-degree angle 4 minutes ago. So that was quite some time. There's been so much going on up at the top. I've missed what's going on down at the back. Yeah, Baguette down to Palmer. Down the spot as well. Got a drive-through hanging over his head. Ekering is still in the pit. So 17 of the GT3s. Sounds all good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, Palmer carrying that drive-through. Longdon carrying a bit of slipstream from Birkinshaw. Longdon, another car involved in an early incident, down 7 positions. Given the laptop the lap time differences between Longdon and the cars in front. I don't think it's going to be too long before gaps are closed and overtakes are made. There is one perfect point in case Mark Stewart now on the list. Stegging with a very good start to the race, up 5 places in the BMW and all over the back of Stu Rogers, who's made a couple of positions himself in the Porsche, and I'm sure is keen to get more. And the battle for the podium is still nowhere near decided. Oh, Sonny F pops up with the fastest lap. Let's jump back up to them in a moment, because Nopek and Stachecki, they're still dueling away. One's down a position, one is up a position. It's Stachecki that's up and Nopek that is down. Looking to get it back, but at the moment Zoranovic now 1.1 seconds up the road. So might it actually be worth Stachecki letting Nopek past? See if he can go a bit quicker and try and follow him to catch up to Zoranovic ahead. It could well be a strategy. Where else did I want to look? I wanted to look. Jason Davies has been overtaken by Chunky But Funky, now up to 5th place. So a 3-spot gain so far. They've got Fabian Karner not far ahead either. So Chunky But Funky binned in qualifying. That's certainly shown some proper race pace at the moment. And in fact, looking at the top of the field there, I'm seeing Jeremy Neff now miles down on Ademir. I wonder if he's carrying damage. Yeah, car does seem a bit light on its toes. Hopefully that is an apt description, but yeah, certainly a high speed, seeming like a bit of a fun one to handle. Very tentative on the accelerator out of the last chicane, but that is Neff now. 4 seconds down. 2 minutes 3.9 that last lap there. Sonny Evan Ademir now the top two in the hypercars quite clearly. Sonny Ev got the pace at the moment, although just to say that Ademir closes to within a second, yet not reels back out ever so slightly. It's reeled back out as well between Stachecki and Nopek. Nopek sitting just on that 1 second mark. Behind an overall podium position. Stegging as well, he's involved in the battle. I think he's just gone past Stu Rogers in the Porsche, actually, which was Saw. But yeah, Stegging up 6 positions, so he got past Rogers. They've got a decent gap back to Malton and Arnfat closing in on Karel van Hoorn just ahead of them. Another BMW driver, he's in 7th place at the moment. And he's certainly being caught by Stegging and Rogers, with Vermeulen a further 2.5 up the road. So that could be a train heading Vermeulen's way. He's 23.1, Van Hoorn 23.0. And then Stegging just into the 22s, with Rogers just in the low 23s on his previous lap. So very close lap times between them. One slight mistake and this lot are going to get very close very quickly indeed. Vermeulen, the driver, just ahead of them. In fact, we'll get some rear camera, rear spoiler. So there's what Vermeulen can see coming, and in fact we will go straight on to Van Hoorn and Stegging. That is ridiculously close between these two. Is he going to get a move done on the Kemmel Straight this time around? He's definitely got the potential to do so. Only 3/10 out of Le Source, a good spot to be in. Rogers now 9/10. So definitely not a good turn one for Rogers. He is losing time handover. Verstappen though within 4/10 of a second as they cross Eau Rouge. BMW v BMW, one of them must have slightly less wing than the other, and I think that is Van Hoorn, given that the gap not closing until they get to the braking zone. So Van Hoorn managing to maintain that 2/10 gap all the way along the Kemmel straight there. Stegen got no way to get himself past, so they are going to stay as you were. Nopek and Stachecki, they are still as you were as well. 6/10 of a second, still the gap there. The both of them, what are we now? 14 minutes in, 71% of their fuel gone. It does seem that the Porsche and the Merc are the thirstier of the cars in the GT3 class at the moment. That award going to the Ferrari of Chunky but Funky at the minute, although Benji Beams as well. He did start from the pit, so he will be going through a bit more than anyone else. 14 minutes for nearly 30%. Yeah, 45 out of 80, that's going to leave him. Yeah, a decent bit of options for his pit strategy actually. So you can decide to run long if he wants, or he can come in a bit earlier and get fresher tyres depending on how the race is going for him. The track temperature could have a bearing on that, given it's down to 11 degrees. So we are going to see, or the drivers certainly are going to see, a bit of craning, to say the least. We'll see if he can hang on to it best. There is Afonso, quick check there, still down 5 positions, but is now starting to close in on Buzas. Oh, Davies has just got past Karner. In fact, it could be all over for Karner. Chunky but Funky and Sanker Richards both very close as well. In fact, if we do that, then that. Nope. So let's jump on to one of the Ferraris here. This is Sanker Richards. Running where he started in 7th place. Heavy on the brakes, one of the Lambos ahead. So we've got the Lambo and the Porsche. Does look like the GT3s are absolutely standing still. But there is a Porsche as well. Absolutely not the place you want to meet them. Who can take advantage of that? Looks like Richards got a bit of a better run over Chunky but Funky. What a stunning that is, and a massively better run thanks to the traffic there, although Chunky but Funky opens up on the corner exit, just came in a bit too hot there. Sanker Richards having to go off track after the contact, does take the position, but because it was an off track overtake, he does then give the position straight back again. We'll let the stewards make a decision on the contact if necessary, but these two will continue to battle again. They have lost a bit of time therefore to Fabian Karner ahead of them. That was their original target, but the traffic not working well for all the GT3s, and that's given at least one of them a bit of breathing space. That is the BMWs of Stegen and Van Hoorn, of course. They're just going past with Stu Rogers at the back of that group. That's Rudy Vermeulen. He's got himself in 6th place, up 2 spots. Seeing the hypercars coming through. As I said, there was about a 20-second difference. Oh, he's right on the grass there. And right on the gravel as well. Yeah, pull straight in front so as not to give away any slipstream. Speaking of slipstream, let's see what's going on with Stegen and Van Hoorn as they come along through Blanchimont. Stegen still trying to find the way past. Be a good opportunity here. Does go for the send up the inside, manages to get jammed on the brakes, gets the car stopped, opens himself up to the cutback. Opens himself up to the double cut back there, but does manage to fend it off. So Stegen, after a couple of laps of patience, does get the move done. A full-blooded send as they've got a hypercar closing in on them as well. And yeah, Stegen making the most of that one, that's for sure. Well, the Aston with 2 wheels on the grass there, that was maybe a bit wider than necessary. But no harm, no foul. The hypercar runs on. Already caught up to the next BMW, and that is Stegging with the very solid overtake. Van Hoorn now in 8th position. Stu Rogers still in 9th and within 8 tenths, so still close there. Sanka Richards still close to Chunky But Funky. The Ferrari hypercar only 8 tenths of a second down. Max Suniev, after being down in 3rd place at one point, not looking back at all. And 4.3 seconds ahead. With a fair bit of energy used. Well, what, 59% for 20 minutes. Yeah, so can still run for a bit. We'll see if anybody does go for a monster undercut, but I think most of the cars are going to run either 50-50 or at least beyond the 50% mark of the race before they come into the pits. Get the absolute max out of the tyres that you can. We'll see if the two Ferraris are going to continue their battle. They have already swapped positions. Richards looking to get back up to 6th place. But Chunky But Funky getting another phenomenal exit out of the last corner. Makes it into turn number 1. Oh, now that is a little bit closer. Let's go with... Apologies for having to cycle the cameras, but there we go. So we'll see what Richards does. Nice bit of lift at the bottom. Full flat out here. The BMW ahead of them has managed to clear. Sorry, that is the Mercedes in Nopec, not BMW. But that is Nopec in 3rd place. There's another GT3 car. Oh, and Richards definitely managing to get alongside there. Chunky But Funky taking it inside line. Oh, and again closing the door, this time with no contact through the Melmedy complex. Down the hill into no name. Chunky But Funky really easily holding on to that one. That is the Checky, of course. 2nd place in the GT3s. Just being passed through Speaker Corner. Yep, even over the Ferrari hypercars, you can still hear those GT3 engines. Yeah, very, very nice. Oh, I must have lost it, yep, in white one. By the speed the hypercar passed him, he had no wing as well. Ah, yes. No rear wing, potentially, yeah. How long is left of this season? I'm looking for somewhere to oh, goodness me, sorry, I keep forgetting that does that. Sorry, my apologies. How long is left of the season? Yes, there's 2 rounds left after this. We've got Le Mans next week and then Barcelona to round out the series. Lewis in the chat as well. How does this compare to iRacing? That is a good question. I think financially it's a much easier game to pallet. It does seem quite popular. I have seen some pretty big ACC and iRacing streamers racing on it. I have to admit I don't have any experience of racing on this one myself. It is reasonably new to my repertoire, so yeah, not one that I've driven myself. I should really give it a go and see what it's all about. These two are certainly giving it a go, and they're going to go at it again along the Kemmel Straight into the Melmedy complex. They're going to be side by side. Richards looking to retake the position that once held earlier on. Chunky But Funky manages to hold on to it and weave their way through. Melmedy once again and holding on to the spot. Suniev 2.5 seconds up the road, so he's losing a little bit of time to LMU behind. But yeah, maybe doing a little bit of fuel saving now, the way things are going. LMU still in that 2nd place with Jeremy Neff in 3rd position. Davies in 4th and Fabian Karner, who is in fact there, in 5th position. Chunky But Funky and Sanka Richards, the battle we've been watching, for 6th and 7th ahead of Buzas in 8th. Afonso in 9th position, but not far behind Buzas, as we can see there. So getting close, and Benji Beams, who of course started in the pits. Oh, and that is a big off track there. But yeah, Beams at the minute behind the GT3s. You're just coming up to the pack of GT3s now. So yeah, over a minute down on the rest of the hypercar field. In the GT3s, Zoranovic. Zoranovic is in the lead. And Stachecki is in second place. So Zoranovic leading in, Stachecki in second, Nopek in third, and only half a second behind. Stu Rogers chasing down Van Hoorn and Stegging, so that battle's still going on. Stegging leading the way there. So can't break away from Van Hoorn after getting the overtake done. Rogers still behind. Nigel Longden's a fair bit behind, 3.5 seconds down. So the three drivers ahead will be mostly concentrating on one another. Oh, Sanka Richards again in the Ferrari. Absolutely no quarter given the Arasta along the Kemmel Straight. Not able to find the move alongside into the corner complex at the end of the Kemmel Straight. Ooh, just inside the Mustang. Very nicely done indeed. That, of course, Vincent Baguette has been into the pits to get some damage repaired, unfortunately. Palmer not served his drive-through as yet, and Panjev is out of the race. Confirmation there, Panjev is out of the race along with Salmas and Birkinshaw. So a few drivers out of the race early doors. Still 2.5 seconds over the top of the hypercars though. Sanka Richards and Chunky But Funky, the two closest hypercars at the moment, and have been for quite some time. They're going to continue to be the focus of attention, certainly them in the battle between the BMWs and the Porsche for 7th, 8th and 9th in the GT3s. Seems to be where all the action is happening at the moment. Again, in through Blanchimont, Richards managing to get close, and will no doubt get close again. Coming to the Kemmels, the end of the Kemmel Straight, and in fact, ooh, now this is going to make it a bit more interesting. Alexa Fonzo is catching up, and is yet over a second at least quicker than the three cars ahead. So Buzas is going to be fending off Afonso, and then Richards and Hunky But Funky are as well, judging by these lap times. I wonder if Buzas can hang on long enough to catch up. Will we see Richards going for it this time? Nope, not close enough once again. So even in the slipstream, apologies. Yeah, even in the slipstream, can't get close enough into the braking zone to get the overtake nailed, and that is going to be costing time. Let's see how Afonso manages with Buzas. Yeah, 1.6 seconds difference on the previous lap. There's a 9/10 gap here, so I think Aston Martin will get this one done sooner rather than later. Looking down the GT3 field as well, Baguette is out on track. 16 drivers still in the GT3s. Palmer's still got a drive-through to serve, or has served it. Let me just check. No, still got it to serve. So yeah, we'll see when he decides to come in and do that. We'll see if Afonso gets the overtake done on this lap. Sanka Richards again within half a second, but just not close enough to make any kind of move. Let's see if Aston of Afonso is definitely getting closer. And Buzas, in fact, almost, oh, and the Pours just held him up ever so slightly there, and that is an absolute gift for Afonso. I'm sure he would have been expecting to need to get to the end of the Kemmel Straight to be this close. In fact, he's that close. He's been left with a decision. He's got to back out of it going over Oruz and Radion, or that could have been absolute curtains for both of the cars there. They do make it past the Pours, and Afonso's plan looks like it might be out the window on this lap. As we see in the foreground, the two Ferraris dueling away, finding themselves up against a Porsche GT3 car as well. Oh, big look up the inside there. The door was left wide open by Buzas. Well, yeah, taking a safer line to get past the Porsche through Speaker's Corner. Full lights flashing on the Porsche as well. Max Soniev still leading the way from LMU. We're now looking 36% left of his virtual energy. 51 minutes left of the race, so 30 minutes in. And yep, he is going to stay out for a few more laps at least. At least another 11 minutes he'll be hoping for. Make it to the halfway mark. We've seen a couple of cars in previous rounds come in just before, or a lap or two before the halfway mark, so it'll be interesting to see if anyone does this time around. But Soniev, no competition for him at the moment. 204.6. It's LMU with the fastest lap of the race so far, but it's Soniev with that quick consistency is what's got him up at the top. Zoranovic is the quickest car in the GT3s, and that is certainly how it's playing out on track with him ahead of Stachecki and Nopek. Oh, for Mule. Yeah, he was thinking about a move there on Jack Evans. Both of these drivers have made up places so far, so they don't want to do anything crazy and jeopardise what they've gained. Stegging is 5 seconds behind, so they've got plenty of time behind them. Not have to worry too much about the drivers behind catching up. And they've got Simon Hatz in the pits. And he is filling up on fuel, as you would imagine. 49 to go, so yeah, he's going for an earlier first pit stop, of course. And that's him on the exit. Rogers and Van Hoorn now only 6:10 separating them, as Stegging has separated himself quite comfortably from this battle. In fact, he has got 2.5 seconds now. Back to the, or very nearly 2.5 seconds back to these drivers, so that is yeah, nice little manoeuvring from him. There is Jeremy Neff requesting a pit stop now. Is he going to come in on this lap? He's still 9 minutes short of the halfway mark, but does have 35% of fuel, so can fuel up now to go to the end of the race, no problem. Is it a gambit for track position? Nope, the request goes down. Stays out, maybe just accidentally hit a button there. Soniev at 30%. Okay, so Neff coming in at the end of this lap. Yeah, we'll see if he comes in at the end of this lap. Going for an uber undercut on the rest of the field. Soniev, 15 laps deep down the hill he goes once again. Just under 30% of the tank left. 2 minutes 3 his previous lap time there. So LMU certainly keeping him in check with the 2 minute 2 himself. 1 second quicker to keep the gap at 2.2 though. Fabian Carner and Jason Davies. Oh, Junkie but Funky. Oh, locking up, and the Porsche is taking a tap in the rear, and that is a position taken by Sanka Richards. Not Junkie but Funky retakes the spot. Sanka Richards falling back, but that was one of the Porsches. There's the Aston Martin of Afonso, who is now, well past Busas. Adamu requesting a pit stop as well. Nope, that comes down straight away. But yeah, just checking what the settings were there for the pit stop, I'm guessing. With the pit request cancelled. Oh, all the BMWs and hypercars now. There is Steg Inc. Now being overtaken. All three have made it past very nicely indeed. Saranovic will be next on their list. Where we can see, yep, there he is. There's Stachecki and then Lopek. Still 1.3 seconds down. Jack Evans and Rudy Vermeulen have swapped positions. Evans now in 6th. Vermeulen up 3 spots to 5th place. A couple of the cars getting close here. That's Alex Afonso already on the back of Sanka Richards, who's really lost the back of Chunky but Funky. The no slipstream on that previous lap, and that has had a huge tail on the track position there, with Afonso catching a running order position, sorry, with Afonso, as you can see, already well caught up to the back of Sanka Richards. They've both stayed out as well, so it would seem. Certainly barring divine intervention, it looks like Afonso's got Richard's pace, and definitely got his number. We'll see if he can get the overtake done before the end of this lap. You would expect him to get it done before he comes into the pits. And in fact, speaking of coming into the pits, Adamu has requested a pit stop, but he's within a second of Suniev. And they're going for it, yeah, 45 minutes left, so it looks like Adamu, well, is he thinking about the undercut, or has he put that request up to try and force Suniev's hand and make Suniev think, right, okay, he's coming in the pits, I'll jump in, and neither of them come in. And Adamu, yep, the request drops off, that'll probably pop straight back up again. Steg Inc. in the same boat, requesting a pit stop. We'll see if he decides to come in. 6th place gain already, so good opening stint if he did come in. Van Hoorn and Longden now doing battle. Longden looking to gain back places after his lap 1 incident on the way out of Le Source. He is down to 28% himself, but he's only 2/10 behind Carl Van Hoorn. He's still going to have a bit of a battle on his hands to take that position. I'm sure he'd have it absolutely no other way. There is Jeremy Neff, not only in the pits. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll keep an eye on this, because it looks like Van Hoorn has got a phenomenal run out with Stavolo. Oh, not quite quick enough though. Wow, the mighty BMW. In a straight line, not too shabby. They both survive Blanchimont, and in the final chicane they go, as Jeremy Neff is in the pit box. Has topped his tank up to 100%, as you can see there. Oh, bit of a wiggle by the Lambo, but yeah, Neff coming in from a podium position, and is already down at the back of the field. In fact, Benji beams. No, sorry, not close enough to take that spot. And Steg Inc. gives confirmation that he's coming into the pits. So they're all starting to come in now. Where's Steg Inc. gone? Sorry. There we go. So yeah, and there we go. Already dropped. Let's get some. Yeah, so there we go. Quite a quick turnaround. Oh, Simon Hatz. Yeah, despite that early pit stop. Oh no, sorry, it's massively behind Steg Inc. still. Yeah, massively behind. But that is Stegging rolling again. Mark Stewart says he's got a 1 minute 17 service time in the pits, unless he started there. I'm assuming that is erroneous data for the McLaren driver. 2 minute 23 under his belt earlier on in the race. Yeah, let's get back to looking at the gaps. As you can see, Little is 8.5 seconds down. Carl Van Hoorn, let's keep an eye on that one. This has got Nigel Longdon that he's just lost a position to. Longdon in the Lamborghini getting the job done. Stu Richards now 8 seconds down, so a big gap there. Adamu and Chunky But Funky both requesting a pit stop. Adamu still requesting a pit stop, sorry. Oh, and that is... apologies, it seems to be... Is that Beams? Oh, yes it is. Yep, car is absolutely all over the place. Oh, no front right wheel. That'll be why. Is he going to make it into the pits? Wow, that is dedication for you right there. Oh, the underside of the car is going to be absolutely destroyed. That is the Mustang in the pit as well in the GT3 class. No, Castillo and Eckering, sorry. Palmer, Baguette. There he is. He is ahead of Palmer as well. They're 2 laps down on the rest of the GT3 field. But that is Baguette into the pits. Adamu has come in as well, as we just saw behind the car we were watching. That's pretty much on the halfway mark of the race. 40 minutes left to go. And Adamu pulls in. Less than 20% in the tank when he came in. Now going for a near full tank, 91%. So properly topping that up. Let's see where Jeremy Neff is. Oh, he's got a bit of time. He has got a bit of time. There's Adamu, who's already on his way out. Chunky But Funky on the way in. Beams is stationary in the pits, but Neff is no place to be seen. So that attempted undercut hasn't yielded much fruit, because Adamu is out of the pit lane. Much shorter pit lane here, of course. Oh, for the different layout, yeah, this is the full one. Oh, of course, this is the full one. Let's see where Neff is then. Oh yeah, no, it's still just coming out with Blanchimon. Yeah, just coming out with Blanchimon, so Adamu will be released. Up the hill he goes. And that is going to be net P2 still by quite some difference. Neff only just coming. Oh, and that is a big moment there out of the final chicane. Does manage to hold on to it though. Love the sound of them driving past. And Chunky But Funky on the pit exit, so Neff, yep, will go past there, but the gap to Adamu, as you can see, yeah, 34 seconds. So certainly not what Neff would have been hoping for after the strong early show. More GT3s coming in, but that is the Marcus Keys coming in from a top 10 position. On the exit already, Nopek and Stachecki have both been in for their pit stops and are in fact on their way out. There is Nopek. And there is Max Stewart coming along the Kemmel Straight. There is the Mercedes in the foreground, so it should be okay. Where is Van Hoorn? Heading down into No Name. Zoranovic still up in front of the GT3 field. He's got 12% left in his fuel tank. There are some trees. There is the race car we are looking for. It is the long-legged Lexus. And staying out for another lap. Yeah, looking for a decent length first stint. DeMarcus Geese is going to come back out in the pits in about 12th place, if not 13th. In fact, Stegink Could be looking at a spot there as well. Sunnyev's requested to come into the pits. Carner looks set on staying out, and Sanka Richards looking to come into the pits as well. So 5 hypercars and 8 of the GT3s still to pit. Although judging by Sunnyev's car, I'm thinking he's coming in. Yeah, 4% fuel. There we go. So over the halfway mark, and that's Sunniev in the pits. He is going to massively top up that tank. Fabian Carner has the potential to stay out. Oh, he's definitely got the potential to get all 4 wheels on the grass there. So that is the Porsche done and the Lambo done. We'll see if Carner comes out and requested a pit stop. And has decided to stay out. So Carner's going to get at least a lap in the lead. Not too bad on the resume. Sunniev is still filling up with fuel. Sanka Richards peels into the pits. Buzaz, I think, very close. Does have enough for one more lap and is going to take advantage of that with 9% left. Then, of course, it is Adamu, who's just exited Stavelot and is flying towards Blanchimont. Sanka Richards pulls into the pits as Max Sunniev takes the pit lane hairpin and is now on the long and windless road, but it is long all the way to the pit exit line. Get that limiter off and get flying again. Where's Adamu just about to cross the start finish line? This is going to be close on the Camel Straight. Sunniev still in the exit. Where are you, Sunniev? There we go. Oh, there goes Francesco Adamu taking the lead of the race from Sunniev. Undercut. Having a huge success there for Adamu. Sunniev is now 5 seconds down. 5.5 seconds down. There's a look at the time. So Adamu stationary for 4 seconds left. Pit stop was 4 seconds quicker. So that really has thrown a spanner into the works for Sunniev. Yeah, he's going to be chasing down Adamu. Buzas, Afonso and Carner all still come into the pits. There is Afonso on an absolute flyer, having dropped down the order so much. Again, does have that pit stop to take. I think it's going to need to be at the end of this lap unless he does a wee touch of fuel saving, but that would seem massively counterproductive. Nope. Oh, and a big wiggle there. The tyres are going to be absolutely squealing. With only 33 to go, so they've got, yeah, set of tyres would have less to do than they have done so far. So you think you'd be keen to get them changed. An absolute pile coming in allegedly to the pits for the GT3s. Ranovic for Mule, Evans, Longden, Van Hoorn, Stewart, Birkinshaw, Moulton and Hatz all sitting with a request pit stop sign. Let's see. This is Blanchimont. Right, we'll see if the Lexus leader does come in. As I say, we're well beyond the halfway mark. And in fact, sorry, Zoranovic will be coming in this lap because 2% fuel, which is definitely not enough to complete a lap. So yeah, Jack Evans is going to be coming in. Vermeulen, don't really think it's worth the risk, to be honest. So it's Thomas Nopek who's gone for the undercover. This group of cars finds himself with Alex Afonso, now race leader, certainly on track leader, Adamu and Sunniev, I would say. That is the Curbs once again and again and again. But no pick. He is still cracking on. 2 minute 20.321, only a tenth and a half from his fastest lap round here so far. So some good consistency being shown by the GT3 driver. He's got pit stops happening ahead of him. That is race leading Zoranovic in, and indeed already out of the pits. Let's see, 41.7 seconds, no pick 33.5. So a big difference in their pit stops time. Zoranovic is moving. Where is Nopek? Oh, he's coming in the final chicane. Is this going to be another case of job done with the undercut? And there is Nopek rocketing his way back up to second place. Behind Zoranovic. Is he going to take the overall lead? Zoranovic, I think, is going to get caught. Apologies, absolute rampant tickle in the throat there. It does like to happen at the most inopportune moments, especially as Nopek has taken the lead, so he's made the undercut work quite spectacularly to get himself into the lead of the GT3. Zoranovic in second and Stachecki back down to third place. Evans is up to fourth with Stu Rogers now coming into the pit, so he's going to drop back behind Stegging and Vermeulen. But Stegging worth another mention as well, because they're up 8 spots So getting the race and strategy absolutely spot on. Certainly not getting it done in qualifying, but yeah, the race where it's important, definitely getting it done. There looks like Benji Beams there, just being overtaken, by one of the Ferraris who've been chopping and changing as well, because Chunky but Funky now out of the race with Constantibly and Sodri, who didn't start. That's Benji Beams, who's had an extra trip into the pits, I believe. Oh no, has only been in once. Yeah, of course, yeah, lost the front wheel. So it is now being caught up on massively. I mean, yeah, that's a blue flag, so we'll sail on through. I believe that is, yeah, Sanka Richards, who's now up to 6th, with 11 seconds to make up to Davies. Is now really concentrating on extending that gap to Buzas, who is there, another Ferrari driver, only 1.2 seconds down. So that's what Sanka's going to be concentrating on at the moment, keeping it nice and clean. In the GT3s, we've got Birkinshaw. Oh, just moving out of the way for Francesco Adamiu. Yeah, top 3 running back where they were. Jeremy Neff, after that early pit stop, he is back out and he's in 3rd position. That is not bad. Let's check those service times. Yeah, they're all about the same. In fact, Adamiu 3 seconds quicker, or 3 seconds less certainly, than the rest of the drivers around them. Alan Palmer is just coming to the end of his fuel allowance for the race. He's got about 14% left. Got a drive-through to serve as well, so I'm not sure if he's going to protest that at the end or he's going to take it before his pit stop. Not sure. Vincent Baguette is in the pits. That's a Rolex sign. There is a car there. There we go. Oh, with a broken down Aston Martin behind. That's Afonso. So Afonso completely missing his rear spoiler. 2 minutes ago was out of control, had a crash. Oh wow, so Afonso tumbling down the order. And that looks like a lot of repairs as well. Oh wow, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, Spa really is indiscriminate. So Afonso, oh excuse me. Holding the bits, right. Zoranovic has just set the fastest lap in the GT3s. He's about a second quicker than Nopek, only 1.3 seconds separating them. So there could be a battle still for the top spot in the GT3s, certainly in the hypercars. Suniev doing his best to keep up with Ademu at the moment, but Ademu has shown him a very clean pair of heels. That's another 3/10 he's just put on him there. And although he's just gone a bit slower on that one, just as I say that, let's see what Suniev does on this lap. 4/10 slower. So yeah, the track temperature is tumbling. We're now down to 10 degrees. Oh, Simon Hatz has lost it there on the exit to Puon. It's completely facing the wrong way. That is a big spin on the exit. Waits on the rest of the traffic to go past. Rights the car and gets going once again. But that's down in 13th. Palmer still to come into the pits. So that is a hugely full-blooded first stint, and Vincent Baguette picking up a drive-through as well. Just come out the pits himself, and in fact he's overfueled ever so slightly, I think, 96%. Definitely more than is required to get to the end of the race, but a drive-through is on the cards. We'll see what Palmer does about his drive-through. He's surely going to come in for his pit stop at the end of this lap. I'll keep my head of Baguette, but unfortunately the long first stint hasn't gained them any positions by the look of it, and he's going to be running it very close on fuel to get to the pit lane, that's for sure. No such fuel lows for Ademu. That gap extended by 4/10 on the previous lap. It's now sitting at 8 seconds. As Hatz enters the pits, that'll be no doubt to repair the damage from that previous collision. Ademu, yes, 8 seconds ahead. Looking very quick indeed. Suniev in second and Jeremy Neff in third place. Temporarily held the lead early doors, but then an off-track cooked tyres and tumbled down the order. Went for an earlier pit stop and managed to regain third place. But is now an almighty 46 seconds behind. Konstantin Buzas, not a considerable amount of time behind, that is for sure. Sanka Richards was looking the quicker of the two in the opening half of the race, but certainly now the pace is switching massively in the favour of Buzas, who was 2 seconds quicker than Richards on the previous lap. So head into Blanchimont. Oh no, sorry, not Blanchimont, Puon. There we go. Oh, and there was a conservative line there as well by Richards, and Buzas is going to have no choice but to go for an overtake very soon if this pace keeps up. And that is Beams, who's a lap down. Yeah, so Afonso's a lap down as well, unfortunately, but Afonso is back out of the pits. As these two duel with the gravel, just to make it that little bit more interesting. Out with Stavolo, no such worries. They do have a GT3 ahead. Oh, and Buzas just pushing it a bit too much there. That is a lot of gravel to come up. That is the Czechie in the Porsche in third. Oh, and Zoranovic and Nopek are right on top of one another. Zoranovic has got right up to Nopek. Oh, let's get an onboard shot. There we go. So Zoranovic and Nopek, that gap really has absolutely tumbled. There's only 0.3 of a second difference in their lap times on that previous lap there, but there's only 0.3 between them out on track. Will they swap back positions before the end of the race? Zoranovic starting in first, Nopek in second, Stachecki 7.9 seconds down. Oh, there we go. Simon Hat's just come out of the pits as the two race leaders come past. Oh, and I tell you what, Nopek a bit close to the white line. The Lexus gets a phenomenal run over Rouge and Radion, and that is going to be the lead in the GT3s just in time. There we go. Oh, and they've made a bit of contact there. They've got a Ferrari hypercar on the inside, squeezed up onto the outer line of the curb in there. Still in the middle of the two of them, as we saw another fastest lap come in there for Ademu, I believe that was. Yep, a whole lot of light flashing going on. The Ferrari up the inside as the Lamborghini gets itself out of the way. They've managed to survive that some way, somehow. And we've still only got 0.3 of a second between the top two. Oh no, it's gone up to half a second there, so good use of the traffic certainly by Zoranovic. As we've got more of the hypercars coming through, that is Buzas and Richards that have just come through. Afonso will be catching up soon. Beams is in the hunt there as well, but he's another lap down. In fact, Beams is caught up to Afonso. Yes, sorry, my apologies, this is Beams. Who is only 3 tenths down on Afonso. Right, okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, it's over a lap now, but yeah, for some reason it was showing that Beams and Afonso were within 3 tenths. But yeah, no, they are definitely not. Let's see where Vermeulen is. He's back to where he started. In 7th place. He's got Rogers and Stegink ahead of him. Stegink with an 8 position gain, the most positions gained out of anyone in the race. An incredible race so far. A lot of those positions come in the way of Nigel Longden, who himself is down 5 after an early incident and a trip into the pits. He has only been in the once. Afonso's been in twice. And Simon Hatz, in fact, has been in 3 times. Alan Palmer has been in for a pit stop. He's topped up to, he must have been about 60% when he came out, but he's still got that drive-through hanging over his head. Yeah, so at this point, he's maybe just as well just to take the time penalty. Simon Hatz is back in the pits. That's a 4th pit stop. Yeah, so a few issues there for Simon, unfortunately. Hopefully he does make it to the end of the race. Ademu is looking good to bring home the win now. 14 minutes left to go. He's got 10 seconds ahead of Suniev, who was certainly threatening to give him more than just a run for his money for that race win. But that is a comfortable gap he's got now. Jeremy Neff, 56 seconds, so a further 10 seconds down on when we'll last looked in on him. Still looking good in the Porsche on the podium though. Fabian Karner in 4th place ahead of Davies and Richards and Buzas. Buzas and Richards now 6.5 seconds apart themselves after that coming together with the traffic. So they've been spread out. Afonso Beams, the last 2 hypercars out on track. Zoranovic still setting fastest laps, got 1.7 seconds now back to Nopex, so getting that overtake done. And he is absolutely not looking back. They're putting more laps up on the rest of the GT3 field, as we can see. There's an overtake potentially going on. Stu Rogers looking for late positions here. He's got the BMW of Rudy Vermeulen firmly within his sights. Over Rouge and Radion doesn't quite. Doesn't quite have the pace this time around, but is massively outlapping Rudy at the moment. Rogers and Vermeulen both made up a spot so far. That's to come past the FRL Porsche. Don't know why that's a white flag, that would be a blue flag you would expect, but the driver safely make it through. Rogers will be hoping to get through here as well, which he does. Oh, bit deep there, ever so slightly by the BMW, but he's survived it some way, somehow. So Vermeulen just hanging on now to see if he can get this position. Caravan Hoorn, in fact, has got himself involved in this battle as well. How did I not spot that one? There we go. Yeah, so he's snuck in as they're making their way past the Porsche. So we've now got a 3-way battle brewing, just the same as last week. After the pit stops, everyone comes back together again. So that's Vermeulen, Rogers and Van Hoorn. Looking at all try and get themselves into 6th position in the closing stages. We're almost at the last 10 minutes, in fact, an hour and 10 gone so far. Ademu leading the way in the hypers with Sonny 9.5 seconds down. Let's get the lap times back up. Yeah, so Ademu about a second down. Neff 3 seconds down on Sunnyev's time. So yeah, a big difference there. big difference there, but I mean, well, I say a big difference. They've only got about 5 laps left, so at a second a lap, that still leaves LMU plenty of a cushion to work with. Keep him safe, so let's stay with Rogers, and in fact, if we jump on the cockpit and get the rear view mirror, we will see Van Hoorn behind him. So again, these three battling out for 6th position. Van Hoorn looking to take back spots. Oh, there is the Porsche. No, it's Beam, sorry. Catching up, he's going to come zipping past him. Like they're standing still once again. Ooh, awkward place on the catch him up at the top, but they both survived that, no problem. Rogers over the top of the hill. Is the BMW going to be able to close? The timing gap certainly says he will. The lights are getting bigger. Are they going to be big enough into the braking zone? Known to have a look at it. He is going for it up the inside. Oh, and there's a bit of door banging on the way through. The Porsche has got to take the exit. Oh, looks to close the door on the way out of the Melody complex, and that is not well received by the BMW. He is now flashing his lights. Oh, full send up the inside. Oh, and he wasn't near enough there, I don't think, to claim that corner inside line, but did so anyway. And the Porsche now all over the back of the BMW. It goes for a cutback once again on the exit. It does leave enough room to let him get back on track, but that is Rogers now. And and he's got a big send again. He's collected the back of the BMW. That is a clumsy overtake attempt there by Rogers. And that has brought Longden into it. He's come from absolutely no place and gone past both of them. He said thank you very much indeed. And that has curved his woes. He was 5 spots down on where he started. He's now only 3. And that is Rogers and Van Hoorn making contact. And that is the position redressed there. Rogers letting Van Hoorn back through. Matt Stewart is in his own little battle with Moulton as well. In fact, Moulton was the Porsche that was caught up in all that traffic there. And he's now finding himself under pressure. There's Porsches every place through the field, and they're all involved in something. Stu Rogers still trying to get the position back from Van Hoorn if he can. It's going to be a few more corners before he does. Nigel Longden can't believe his luck there. 2 free positions, with only 8 minutes to go. That is not bad. They will certainly both be ruining that contact, that is for sure. That's a big jump for Longden. Zoranovic still jumping away at the front. He's now 3 seconds ahead of Thomas Nopek, who is just coming out the braking zone for the final corner. Oh, and he's really hanging the back of that Mercedes out, trying to find every millisecond he can to catch up. And I think that's maybe just cost him a bit of time. An invalid lap from Zoranovic on a 2:21.033 from Nopek keeps the gap sitting at 3 seconds with not many laps to go. It's going to be 4 tops, I would say, with 7 minutes left. Adam, just coming past Stegging. He's coming down through the Speaker's Corner. 7 minutes left, approximately. And so another 4 laps after this is looking like. Another 4 laps. So Suniev could theoretically get to within about 4 seconds here if he absolutely drives the wheels off this thing. He needs to be absolutely millimetre perfect. And even then, as I say, he'll get to within maybe 4 seconds, 3 seconds. And that's if LMU doesn't just every now and again just suddenly respond with a very quick lap himself, because he's previous there. In fact, he's just on a 2:04. This is going to have a bit of a difference in the gap. Let's see what Suniev does on this lap. You can see the lap time is absolutely tumbling. It's now down to 7 seconds. Needs to be very good through here. Really abusing that curve on the right hand side. Once again, that's a decent exit, using all the track on the exit as you would like, and that is 7.2 seconds. 203.1. Oh no, Adam's time's just changed. 203. I thought it was a 204. My apologies. But still, 7/10 quicker is Sonny Ed. Yeah, so too little too late unless Adam makes some kind of mistake. Zaranovic not keen on making any mistakes at the moment. 3 seconds back, 4 seconds back to Nopek, and another 8 seconds back to Stachecki. Jack Evans with a solid race. He's made it up to 4th position. Franklin Stegink, absolute driver of the day. There can be no consideration for anyone else. He's managed a personal best of a 2:22.904 and absolutely flying through the GT3 field with no less than 8 places made up. That is quite the ascension through the ranks. Going to be a very well deserved 5th position and a solid position in class as well. I think he's a bit far back to get any more spots, but I'm sure he'll be more than happy with the 8 that he's got so far. One position that might still change as well, actually. Moulton and Stewart, 10th place for Stewart at the moment, although Moulton, the Porsche is looking almighty around here today. He is catching up on the McLaren. Gone are the days of the Meta McLaren at Spa, it seems. It's all about the Porsches. Certainly at the minute it's Moulton that is piling on the pressure. Stewart has got a bit of a battle on his hands to fend off. The lap time certainly in favour of Rogers. So yeah, Stewart's going to have to pull off some nice defensive manoeuvres to hold on to that spot. We'll keep an eye and see if it does change. Yeah, Adam, you're getting the foot back down again. That gap up to 9.7 seconds now. So yeah, just as Sonny I thought he might have had a chance of closing the gap. Adam, you foot back down and gets to within a 10th and a half of the fastest lap of the race with 4 minutes left to go. That is not bad, and the track temperature is down to 9.7 degrees, so under 10 degree track temperature. Absolutely ice cold. And there's going to be some serious tyre graining going on, especially in the GT3, so to be getting quicker and quicker at this stage is no mean feat, and very impressive indeed. Oh, now and a few of the drivers have actually shaken it up a bit as far as the tyre goes. Fabian Carner, he came back out on soft tyres, and that does seem to have worked for him. He's up 2 spots. Davies and Richards out on mediums, and Buzas, there we go, came out on the softs as well, so that's why he was so hard charging. My apologies, I didn't notice that already. But yeah, he was very much hard charging. There's the layout of the tyres there. As we can see, Afonso Beans on the softs. Pedro Sodre and Contestabile didn't start the race, but they do have soft tyres on. Buzas, I think he has cooked his way through those tyres. The lap time now 2:04, so he has got more than just a bit of work to do to catch back up to Richards. He's got very little chance of that now. 13-second gap. 2:28 left. Oh, so it's actually going to be this in one more lap. He's going to cross the line with about 20 seconds left to go. So there is going to be another lap, and Nopek is the question coming at the pits. Is he worried about running out of fuel? Yeah, okay, so that's maybe just a precautionary measure in case the extra lap does mean he's going to run out of fuel. It's better to have it requested on standby and not need it than it is to need it and not have it waiting on you. But 11%, he's certainly got the lowest amount of fuel in the GT3s. And that is a lot of gravel as well. Zaranovic is at 13%. Stachecki at 15%, and we can see him getting closer and closer and closer. Nopek is on a fuel-saving endeavour. His previous lap was a 2-minute 25. Stacheki can surely smell blood in the water. The gap there, 1.8 seconds. Now, where is Adamu? Oh yeah, he's easily going to finish this lap with 20 seconds to go, and that is going to bring on another lap. Is that going to be the downfall of Thomas Nopek? The top three in the GT3s back out running as they started after a lot of chopping and changing and shuffling of the order throughout the race. They're back where they started, but that might be about to change. That's a 2:24.1 for Nopek, a 2:21.1 for Stacheki, and he is right on the back of the hypercar. He's made it, the hypercar's made it past certainly Stacheki now. Within 9/10 of a second. That is a gargantuan pace difference between the two on that previous lap. And I think they're going to have one lap to go after this, because where is Adamu? Yep, he's round the last corner. So he's got one more lap to go. 7% fuel left he's got as well. So he's timed that to absolute perfection. But it's all about the podium in the GT3s. The Mustang stays out of the way. Nopek hanging on for absolute dear life here at the minute. It's Stacheki looking to take a late second place. Saranovic blissfully unaware. 15 seconds now up the road. Got the fuel absolutely dialed in. Nopek, so still got 7%, so you would think is going to be able to absolutely gun it now, and we'll be back on pace, although 38 in Sector 1, 38.4. So identical times in Sector 1 actually, so yeah, Nopek looks like he's saved enough fuel to get him to the end, so he's got the foot back down again. Here comes another hypercar, sailing on through. Absolutely zero issues once again. Such an easy track to get this done on many places. Whoa, and they're both on the gravel. You don't want to do that too often. Adamu is actually just behind them. So Adamu, not far behind them. He might actually get to the line before them, in fact. We shall see. But through, oh no, sorry, this is on through Blanchimon already. Zoranovic is round the last corner. This is going to be the checkered flag for Strahina Zoranovic. Another race win, a phenomenal series so far. And that is going to be a tighter grip on positions. Oh no, he's got to do another lap. But yep, Zoranovic is having to do another lap. Well, here is Adamu, who is going to be taking the checkered flag. There's a big wiggle out with the last corner, cooking all the tyres. Oh, and there's a Ferrari spinning out with the last corner. Well, that is the checkered flag for Francesco Adamu, winner of round number 6 of the Formula Racing League Masters of Le Mans Ultimate Hypercar Division. Suniev crosses the line. Oh, I can't park there, mate. That is a big contact for Hello Kitty in second place. Suniev straight back to the garage. Let's see. Jeremy Neff's a bit down the order. Let's see what's going on with Nopek and Stacheki. They've not swapped positions as yet. Oh, Nopek's down to 3%. He did manage a 21.6 on that previous lap, so 4/10 quicker. Oh, and I tell you, Nopek is down to 2% fuel. He is down to 2%. He is in all kinds of trouble on this last lap. Where is the Lexus of Zoranovic? It's just coming down towards Pouon, so we've got a bit of the lap still to go before they see the checkered flags. The Cheki may see it before Nopek. Out with Speaker's Corner we go. Nopek down to 2% fuel. The Cheki on 6%. We've got a few cars seeing the checkered flag as well. Stuart Malton, Birkinshaw, Hats in the hypercars. 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th respectively. Buzas crossed the line for 7th, Afonso 8th and Beams 9th in the hypercars. And Fabian Karner did indeed cross the line to win in the Pro-Ams. So great drive by Fabian out on the soft tyres in the second stint. Worked the world of good out of Stavolo. These two still on top of one another, and Nopek has suddenly jumped to 78% fuel. and 39% fuel, so this must be emergency fuel that's going in because we're so close to the end. But here is Zoranovic out of the last corner. Took pole position in qualifying, is going to take the fastest lap of the race and is going to take the race win as well. Another race win for the Lexus driver, and surely the championship well within his grasp with 2 rounds left to go. Nopek got a stop-go penalty. Nopek's been given a stop-go at the end of the race for running out of fuel, and Stachecki is promoted to 2nd place. Wow. Yeah, never a dull race. Absolutely never a dull race. So Zoranovic on top, Stachecki in 2nd, and Nopek in 3rd place after that. Running out of fuel, picked up a stop-go, and in fact is lucky to have held on to 3rd place from Jack Evans in 4th, Stegging in 5th, Vermeulen in 6th, and Longden in 7th, Van Hoorn confirmed in 8th place ahead of Rogers and Stewart in 9th and 10th. And yeah, quick rundown of the hypercars as well, as we saw Adamu, Sonny Evan, Neff on the podium, Carner in 4th place, then it was Davies ahead of Richards, ahead of Buzas in 7th, Alexa Fonzo dropping 4 places in the race down to 8th, Benji Beams in 9th, and Chunky But Funky finishing in 10th, but not finishing the race, unfortunately. And there we go, we have been ejected from the server. Yeah, what a race. FRL never ever ever disappoints, that is for absolutely sure. That one right down to the wire, and a position changing on the podium after the checkered flag had waved because of a penalty. Absolutely incredible scenes. And that is what you can expect from FRL. Make sure you get yourself signed up on the website. In fact, here is the details for the remainder of this series. 2 rounds left to go. Jump in, get your feet wet. We've got Le Mans next time out, and then Barcelona DLC permitting. As you can see there, if Barcelona is not released, it will be Bahrain Outer for the drivers for the finale. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in this evening, and a few people in the chat. Alan Brown, good to hear that you are recovering. Valentine Beats and Lewis Gilbert as well. Thank you all for jumping in to the chat. If you did enjoy the race, please do hit the like and the subscribe button and help the ever-growing phenomenon that is Formula Racing League on the multi-platforms of racing that they bring you. And jump into the Discord as well. Say hello, keep up to date with the broadcast, and get involved with the racing. That is all we have time for this evening. Thank you once again to FRL for getting me involved with the broadcast. It's been an absolute pleasure since the start of the series, and absolutely cannot wait until Le Mans next week. Until then, my name has been John Wright. Take it easy, stay safe, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.